a fool while you're breaking rules. Dangerous path that I follow. Oh, go on, just do what you do. And it hurts as I bleed for you, cry for you. Oh, let me bleed as I bleed for you, cry for you. Oh, let me bleed. All of the pain seems to follow, like a shadow dark and cold to the touch. Am I insane not to let go? Oh, go on, just do what you do. And it hurts as I bleed for you, cry for you. Oh, let me bleed as I bleed for you, cry for you. Oh, let me bleed.
Bang! Welcome in here to the All Out Dirt Tour for the Booty Scoot Racing Channel Super Late Model Division live here at the Lucas Oil Speedway. We are getting ready to tack on this 0.38 dirt oval with a capacity of 82,000 sold out asses in the stands tonight. Open in 2001 in Wheatland, Missouri. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the All Out Dirt Tour. And we'll throw it down here on the main broadcast. These guys are continuing to fill in these super late models. We got about 10 guys filled into the field here tonight, set for 2 heat races around the Lucas Oil Indianapolis Raceway Dirt Park, whatever the hell you want to call it. Getting ready to go racing here in the All Out Dirt Tour Super Modified Division. Here we go. Looks like Peter the Pace car is back down on the racetrack right now. That means we are getting ready to kick off heat race number 1. And while everybody's filling in the field here, looks like we're getting ready to get the driver introduction started tonight for heat race number 1. Looks like we're still missing a couple more here. So ladies and gentlemen, there they go here. Here we go. We got the full field here starting on the pole here tonight. Driving the number 11 super late model that he's going to be on the front row. That's Michael Ball. Starting on the outside of him, driving the number 8 super late model Maccabee LLC Longhorn chassis. Here tonight, that's Corey Riptide Tesner. Starting in the second row, driving the number 4 super late model with number, it's going to be number 59 down here on the bottom side. From McCreary County, Kentucky, making his Booty Scoot Racing debut here on the All Out Dirt Tour. That's the CSS Phantom late model of Trenton John. Starting on the outside of him, driving the number 201 super late model. That's going to be Jackson Branscombe. Rounding out behind him, driving the number 119 laser super late model from Burnside, Kentucky. That's going to be Michael Dern Jr. And rounding out heat race number 1 on the tail end of the field here, 6th place spot starting the night from Kentucky, as well as Nancy, Kentucky. That's going to be Logan Perriman. Looks like we're getting ready to go racing here in the all-out dirt tour. Super late model division. Peter the Base car has hung the left on the pit road. That means it's going to leave the hands all in the hand of Mike Ball. He's getting ready to stomp back down on the gas. And we are green here for the Cookout Classic for the all-out dirt tour. Live here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel off of turns 1 and 2 down the back straightaway. Corey Riptide Hester able to jump away with a race lead here. Coming up turns 3 and 4 here. Tons of guys spanned out 3 wide here through turns 3 and 4 up the corner there. Yow, 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 yow. Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching the all-out dirt tour live here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel for race number 3 here on the season. Corey Riptide Tesner starts on the pole here in heat race number 1. Trent Johnson, that number 58 super late model, right behind him. 15 laps are scheduled for each individual heat race. Heat race number 1 scheduled right here. Got one more right after scheduled for 45 laps around the Lucas Oil Speedway here tonight for the feature. Everybody advances out of the heat races. That's the number 119 of Michael Durham Jr. trying to dial in that super late model here in heat race number 1. The sun is out. The track is starting to slick off here. And we appreciate you guys tuning in here tonight on this beautiful Friday night here for some dirt racing. Looks like Michael Durham Jr. is going to have some company down here on the bottom side. That's going to be Logan Perriman. Logan Perriman, the two Kentucky Hillbillies battling it out here in heat race number 1. These two absolutely going at it here. Meanwhile, the other Kentucky kids up here battling for the race lead side by side with Corey Tesner. Trent Johns from McCreary County, Kentucky, ripping the top side of the racetrack here. His CSS super late model. It's got some super lightning fast speed in it, but Corey Riptide Tesner will not be denied down on the bottom side of the racetrack here. Trying everything in his power. They'll both sail the top side of the racetrack here. Yow, 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 the whole field. Down the back straightaway here, rolling tail, nose to tail, single file here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. 9 laps to go here in heat race number 1. We're scheduled for another one right after, so make sure you don't go nowhere. Slap that like button, press that follow button so you don't miss a damn thing here. This has been one hell of a heat race so far up to this point. You're watching the all-out dirt tour Cookout Classic right here in Wheeling, Missouri. The number 58 of Trent John starting to pull away now from Corey Riptide Tesner. But Corey Tesner will not be denied here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Michael Durham Jr., a little bit of damage to the front end of that super late model from Burnside, Kentucky. He's from Burnside, but he's ripping the top side of the racetrack here. Logan Perriman tries to slide job over Michael Ball here, who's struggling here. Excuse me, that's going to be Jackson Brunscombe here driving that number 201. For the first time ever here on the all-out dirt tour, running part-time, trying to fill in the field. You see the for sale sign on the side of that number 201 late model. The Blackjack Super Chassis down the back straightaway, diving in the turns 3 and 4 here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. The battle back here for the third place spot is really starting to dissipate here. And it's going to be Logan Perriman down here trying to run down Jackson Brunscombe here. But Corey Riptide Tesner is losing touch with Trent Johns here, the race leaders. He tries a slide job there, not able to get a hold of the racetrack quite like he wants to inside of that super late model. That'll open up the door wide open for Trent Johns here in his super late model down the back straightaway, sailing up the top side of turn 1 and 2. If you can't look out the tail end of the race leader, Trent Johns here's Corey Riptide Tesner, and him come across the line 2 laps to go this time around on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. And the white flag will be over. Next time around, Corey Tesner will smack the outside wall. Corey Tesner will slap the outside wall there. Trent John will come across the front stretch here. White flag is in the air for heat race number 1, presented by AFLglobal.com. Down the back straightaway here for the final time tonight in heat race number 1. It's going to be Trent John selling the top side of the racetrack, followed by Corey Riptide Tesner. Trent John's going to sell off the corner and he'll win heat race number 1. Great battle back here for that second place spot. Contacts made. Corey Tesner will go around, but he'll get the second place spot. But you have to get the win for heat race number 1 to the number 58 CSS late model from McCreary County of Trenton Johns. Ladies and gentlemen, getting ready to stack up for heat race number 2 here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We appreciate you guys showing some love here to our guys here tonight for the all-out dirt tour. This is race number 3 at the Lucas Oil Speedway. Looks like everybody else is starting to fill in the field here, ladies and gentlemen. We'll crank up the music one more time. It's time to get down and boogie here. And ladies and gentlemen, heat race number 2 for 15 more laps here. Then we'll schedule for the final 45 around the Lucas Oil Speedway. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll go ahead and kick off tonight's drivers' introductions for heat race number 2. And starting on the pole from driving the number 2 iRacing Super Late model, that's going to be Brandon Bruton. Starting on the outside of him, driving the number 24 from Greenville, South Carolina. That's going to be James Fountain. Starting in the third place spot here tonight, down on the bottom side, driving the number 02 Grizzly Customs Super Late Model from Wilford, South Carolina. That's Nicholas Maynard. Starting on the outside of him, driving the BHE number 23 CPD Precision Super Late Model from Greer, South Carolina. That's your mom's favorite driver, John Michael Bryant. Showtime Chase Johnson here in the Longhorn number 5 STI Johnson Super Late Model, going to be on the back side of the field here, and it's going to be in James Fountain and Brandon Bruton's hands here to start heat race number 2. Getting ready to fire off here, and it looks like we're going to have to wait another corner as I get them mixed up here. We are heading into turns 3 and 4 right now on the Lucas Oil Motor Speedway for the final heat race tonight, setting the outside line here. It'll be all in the hands of Brandon Bruton here when he decides to step on it. Freddie the flagman throws the green flag, and we are racing here in heat race number 2. John Michael Bryant hard on the outside wall there. Looks like he's able to get it off the racetrack, though, back in the garage, so we'll keep it green here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Meanwhile, Brandon Bruton slides up off the bottom side of the racetrack. That allows James Fountain to pull the slides off for the race lead across turns 3 and 4 here, getting ready to circle back around the Lucas Oil Motor Speedway down the back straightaway down off of turns 1 and 2. And James Fountain's got some company here from Brandon Bruton. Brandon Bruton making his Booty Scoot Racing channel debut here tonight on the All Out Dirt Tour, trying to make something shake. And here comes Nicholas Maynard down on the bottom side of the racetrack in that Grizzly Custom Super Late Model. And Showtime Chase Johnson's trying to run down the back bumper of that number 02. You're riding out the front bumper of Showtime Chase Johnson, trying to make something shake. He'll close the gap up there to the number 02 as they fail into turns 3 and 4. Nicholas Maynard looks like he'll collect the outside wall there. Showtime Chase Johnson down on the bottom side of the racetrack here. What a beautiful shot here around the Lucas Oil Motor Speedway here. Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching the All Out Dirt Tour Cookout Classic. As the number 2 of Brandon Bruton tries everything in his notebook here to regather up that super late model here with 10 laps to go next time around. And heat race number 2. Down the bottom side of the racetrack, Brandon Bruton will go. He's looking for a slide job here, trying to bottom feed off turns 3 and 4. Not able to get it, though. He'll have to jump up off the bottom side of the racetrack here. 4 guys left here in heat race number 2. We will start with 5. John Michael Bryant will collect the outside wall there to start tonight's event. 9 laps to go here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, coming to 8. James Fountain's on the way to the race lead here, where Brandon Bruton will cut the fastest lap on the racetrack that last time around with a 14.29. And James Fountain is looking to make something shake here on the top side of the racetrack. Here comes a hard charging Showtime Chase Johnson to that number 5 STI Johnson Super Late Model from Greer, South Carolina. Chase Johnson already has a heat win this season up underneath his belt. He picked it up to kick off the season here for the All Out Dirt Tour. And he's sailing off of turns 3 and 4 across the front stretch here. The crowd roar for the STI Johnson Super Late Model. Down the back straightaway here, 4 guys are racing here in heat race number 2. We already got heat race number 1 in the books here. And it belongs to, excuse me, I almost lose my breath here as I forget the name of the guy. Trenton Johns, excuse me, will take heat race number 1 here. It looks like the number 2 of Brandon Bruton here will cut the fastest lap on the racetrack that last time around. We'll check this time around as James Fountain takes 5 laps to go this time in heat race number 2. Showtime Chase Johnson up off the bottom side of the racetrack here on the top side as he sees everybody else in front of him trying the same damn thing. Can Showtime Chase Johnson make something come to life here in the final 4 laps here? Closing out heat race number 2. Getting ready to start off tonight's feature, 45 laps around the Lucas Oil Speedway here for the All Out Dirt Tour Cookout Classic. And the number 2 of Brandon Bruton slowly knocking back down on that back door of that number 24 Super Late Model of James Fountain. The number 24 of Abilene Super Late Model, James Fountain, though, didn't bobble a bit off of turns 1 and 2 there. Really dialing in there on the top side of the racetrack. James Fountain absolutely giving you everything you want to see from a race leader. Ripping the top side of the racetrack with 2 laps to go this time around as he heads to the white flag presented by AFLglobal.com. Final lap here in heat race number 2. Can the number 2 of Brandon Bruton get the slide job? He's not able to get it through 1 and 2. And it looks like James Fountain's going to try the middle side here just to bend off the bottom side. He'll come off turns 3 and 4. You'll have to give the heat race win to James Fountain. James Fountain to get the first place spot. Give it to Brandon Bruton for the second place spot. Chase Johnson get the third place spot. And Nicholas Maynard will round out the 4th and final place spot here in heat race number 2. So that'll do it for the heat races here tonight on the All Out Dirt Tour. Getting ready to go racing for the 45-lap feature here tonight for the Lucas Oil Speedway for the All Out Dirt Tour Cookout Classic. As these guys got about a minute to get these cars passed up the way they like them. We'll kick it on over to the night's national anthem, ladies and gentlemen. We ask you guys to rise and stand as you're able for tonight's Star Spangled Banner. Ladies and gentlemen, go ahead and put those caps back on. Represent your favorite driver. We appreciate you guys standing up here for the night's national anthem. Getting ready to go racing here at the Lucas Oil Speedway for the All Out Dirt Tour Cookout Classic. Freddie the Flagman has just thrown the checker flag for the qualifying session. The heat race 1 and 2 is in the books here. And ladies and gentlemen, we are getting ready to head up underneath the lights here for drivers' introductions around the Lucas Oil Speedway, presented to you by Super Clean and General Tire. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the All Out Dirt Tour Super Late Model Division. We're getting ready to kick off the drivers' introductions portion part of tonight. So here's how the grid will set out here tonight. Starting in the first place spot will be the number 58 late model from McCreary County, Kentucky. That's going to be Trenton Johns. Starting on the outside of him, driving the number 24 Valvoline Super Late Model from Greenville, South Carolina. That's going to be James Fountain. Starting in the third place spot here tonight, driving the number 2 here tonight, the iRacing Super Late Model, that's going to be Brandon Bruton. Starting here tonight in the third place spot in the number 8 Maccabee Auto Services Longhorn Chassis Super Late Model, that's going to be Corey Riptide Tesner. Driving the Benessee's Laser 119 Super Late Model from Burnside, Kentucky, that's going to be Mike Thurm Jr. Driving the number 5 Super Late Model here tonight from Greer, South Carolina, that's the STI Johnson Longhorn Late Model of Chase Johnson. Driving the number 201, making his booty scoot racing debut here tonight, that's Jackson Branscombe. Starting in the number 88 iRacing Late Model here tonight from Nancy, Kentucky, that's the Nightwing Logan Perriman. On the outside of him, driving the white, gray, and orange 02 Super Late Model from Welford, South Carolina, that's the 23-year-old of Nicholas Maynard. Starting in the number 23 Rocket R1 Super Late Model from Greer, South Carolina, that's the 30-year-old John Michael Bryant. And making his booty scoot racing debut here tonight, driving the Busch Light Beer number 11 Super Late Model, that's Michael Ball. So ladies and gentlemen, give you one more look at the starting lineups here tonight as we get ready to go racing around the Lucas Oil Indianapolis Raceway here in Wheatland, Missouri. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what you came for. 2 abreast, getting ready to kick it off for 45 laps around the Lucas Oil Speedway for the All Out Cookout Dirt Tour, whatever you call it. You can have it how you want it. Milkshakes are on me after the race if all the girls bring the milkshakes to the yard. It's going to be the number 58 of Trent Johns and James Fountain, the two heat race winners. Slapping on the gas, we are green here for the All Out Dirt Tour Cookout Classic live here from the Lucas Oil Speedway Tour. Banking here 3 wide for the race lead, quick and early already. Down the back straightaway, down into turns 1 and 2, fanning their way here. Big contacts made there to 88, Logan Pearman, the number 201. Brandon Bruton down the back straightaway, diving into turns 1 and 2 here, riding on board with Brandon Bruton and that number 2 super late model down across the front stretch here, and that'll complete the first lap here of the night in the ninth event. Contacts made back there by Trent Johnson, the number 2 super late model. Caution flag is out here. Caution flag is out here on the Booty Scooter Racing channel. We'll back that ass up as we always do to take a better look at the angle shot here. We appreciate you guys showing up here. Looks like contact was made all over the damn place back here on the Booty Scooter Racing channel. We see Nicholas Maynard feeding the bottom side of the racetrack back there. We'll back that ass up, take a look, riding on board with Jackson Brunson here as we see the contact being made in front of him. Nicholas Maynard sliding up off the bottom side of the racetrack as well. Logan Pearman trying to move out of the way, maybe collects the back end of Trenton Johns here. Since Trenton Johns up the racetrack here, the caution flag is out quite quickly and early here. Only about 3-4 laps complete here on tonight's event so far. So ladies and gentlemen, we'll service the caution flag here tonight. We'll be back in just a moment. Don't go nowhere. Back here on the Booty Scooter Racing channel, we are underneath the caution flag for the first time here tonight for the feature. 2 heat races are in the book here, and we were quite clean through there. Looks like Showtime Chase Johnson was the guy that we were looking for involved in the accident there. He got some big left damage there to the left front of that super late model. He'll bring it down on the pit road. And the rest of these guys are behind Peter the pace car, getting ready to go back racing, I believe, the next time around. So if this is your first time watching the Booty Scooter Racing channel for the All Out Dirt Tour, we appreciate you guys tuning in here on a Friday night. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what you came for. We'll throw up the remaining schedule here for the All Out Dirt Tour Super Late Model Division. Headed to the Knoxville the Knoxville Weights Race, 2 weeks from now, and it should be one hell of a race. Then we'll head on over to Limaland, Eldora, and wrap up the season 2 at the Cedar Lake Speedway. Ladies and gentlemen, Peter the pace car will give me the middle finger that time around, telling me that that's 1 to go. So it looks like we're getting ready to go back racing here in the All Out Dirt Tour Cookout Classic. Live here from the Lucas Oil Speedway. Chase Johnson's got the wave around. He'll catch the tail end of the field. The crowd will roar down the back straightaway. It's Brandon Bruton, and Trenton Johns, the number 58 Super CSS late model right there on the outside. Started on the pole here tonight. He won one of his heat races. He got over the number 8 of Corey Riptide Tesner, but he gets beat around a little bit there to start tonight's event up here. He'll scoot back to that 4th place spot here. Speaking of scoop, this is the Booty Scooter Racing channel. We're getting ready to go back racing here. The green flag getting ready to fly back in the air underneath the right foot of Corey Riptide Tesner whenever he decides to absolutely slam on that thing. Ladies and gentlemen, Corey Tesner on the bottom side. He'll be the race leader. James Fountain on the outside, Back green here in the Cookout Classic from the Lucas Oil Speedway in Wheatland, Missouri. Down on the bottom side of the racetrack here. They're fanning their way out 3 wide through turns 1 and 2. James Fountain stick to the outside. Corey Tesner's able to get away. Contacts made there down into turns 3 and 4. Brandon Bruton's not going to like the way that he was just raced by James Fountain there. More contact made to to Michael Durham Jr. Big Mike's not going to be happy either. Everybody trying to work their way up to the top side of the racetrack. James Fountain beating and banging around the Lucas Oil Speedway. He's trying to give it to each and everybody that he can. Meanwhile, he'll have to battle door to door with Trent Johns here. As Trent Johns works his way back up to the 2nd place spot. Scheduled for 45 laps around the Lucas Oil Speedway here tonight. We've had to spin a little bit underneath the caution flag here. Ladies and gentlemen, these guys are absolutely, as we say here on the Booty Scooter Racing channel, shitting and getting around this racetrack here. The Blackjack Chassis 201 Super Late model right there. Jackson Branscombe will cut the fastest lap on the racetrack that last time around. We'll have to double check this time and see how they are. Tons of guys here tonight filling out the stands here tonight. 82,000 sold out asses. Ladies and gentlemen, I heard that there wasn't a ticket available for tonight's All Out Dirt Tour Super Super Late Model Division race. Logan Pearman looking for the slide job down on the bottom side of the racetrack here. He's got no choice but to make it too wide here with the number 201. He'll have to lift up out the gas there. Brandon Rubin's able to put the gas up on the top side though. Meanwhile, he's got a 3-wide battle back here for this 4th place spot. These guys aren't going to go nowhere. The number 201 of Jackson Brunscombe will get up off over the burn there on the top side of the racetrack there. Not what he was looking for here on his Booty Scooter Racing Channel debut here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, he'll have to try to work the back bumper of Big Mike Durham Jr. here. 3 wide down the back straightaway. Logan Pearman's able to lead the pass over the number 2 of Brandon Bruin here. He'll get moved up the top side of the racetrack. Brandon Bruin's absolutely shitting and getting through the field right now. Down on the bottom side of the racetrack, here comes Showtime Chase Johnson with a slide job. He's able to get it around to the number 88 of Logan Pearman. Holds that right rear quarter panel. He'll look for another one down on the bottom side of the racetrack. Big Mike Jr. says, I got a bumper, I want to play too. They'll work their way off turns 3 and 4. 16 laps start complete here out of the 45. We're really starting to get into it now. 3 wide, door banging, inching off every single corner. Slaps the wall on the outside of the number 119 of Mike Durham Jr. from Burnside, Kentucky. Right now, everybody's ripping the top side of the racetrack. Corey Riptide Tester's going to be your race leader. Trent Johnson's all over the back bumper looking for something to say here. Can they get back out here to the front back here? Corey Riptide Tester had the heat race stolen from him from Trent Johnson as he takes the race lead from him really late there in that heat race. Corey Testner's been out front so far for about 15 laps after having the caution flag to start tonight's event. Meanwhile, Nicholas Maynard and Mike Ball absolutely putting on a show for you fans back here. For last place with the caution flag is out. Chase Johnson's involved. Caution flag flies here on the Booty Scooter Racing Channel. Showtime Chase Johnson from Greer, South Carolina, and that STI Johnson Super Late Model is around backwards. That's not the way you're supposed to be facing here on the Booty Scooter Racing Channel. We'll back it up one more time here. We'll back that ass up. Make sure you grab you a big old piece of that number 5 Super Late Model Showtime Chase Johnson. We've seen him throwing slide jobs here with the number 119. And it looks like he was trying to get it over to the 88 of Logan Pearman. Not seeing what was on the outside over there. He'll throw that ass up there and absolutely punt the number 88 of Logan Pearman up out of the groove. We'll back that ass up a little bit more here. See if we can't ride up here with Logan Pearman and see exactly what the hell he's seeing out the back bumper here. Showtime Chase Johnson's charging right behind that Super Late Model here. Showtime Chase Johnson's a hard charge there with the number 88 sitting up on the top side of the racetrack. But it looks like Showtime Chase Johnson will receive the most damage out the end of that one right there. He'll turn that Super Late Model back around and have to bring it down pit road. Caution flag flies here with 25 laps to go. We'll be back in just a moment. Don't go nowhere. Welcome back here on the Booty Scooter Racing Channel. You are watching the All-Out Dirt Tour Super Late Model Division. Here is the point standings as they currently sit here, presented by CloseOutFast.com and TCW Employee-Owned Trucking. Ladies and gentlemen, Tyler Bigford, 2 wins so far to kick off the year. He's been untouchable. He's the points leader right now with Chase Johnson trailing right there behind him here. But Tyler Bigford not in the field tonight, so a big day for Chase Johnson and the rest of the field to catch back up to Tyler Bigford. Ladies and gentlemen, less than 25 laps to go here in the All-Out Dirt Tour Cookout Classic. Looks like everybody's spent back out on the racetrack here. Showtime Chase Johnson down in the pit area trying to get the damage fixed on that Super Late Model. His guys are down there absolutely beating the shit out in front of the tech building here behind the Show Me Zero signs. The CJR crew trying everything in their back pocket to get that Super Late Model back out here on the racetrack. Peter the pace car will throw us the middle finger this time around, keying up to us. That's 1 lap to go this time around. It's going to be Corey Riptide Tester, that number 8 Super Late Model down on the bottom side. Trenton Johns on the top side here, the number 58. James Fountain and the number 24 of Abilene will be down on the bottom side, followed by Brandon Bruton, who's absolutely scooting his way through the field. The number 119 of Michael Durham Jr. has the fastest lap on the racetrack right now as of lap number 25. Jackson Brunscombe will start on the outside here. Peter the pace car will take 1 more lap around here around the Lucas Oil Speedway before we get ready to go back racing. Showtime Chase Johnson still down there on the pits getting that car addressed. Nicholas Maynard out here in the Grizzly Customs Body Armor 02 Super Late Model. And Jackson Branscombe here as well. Logan Perriman and Michael Ball on that Busch Light. Jimmy John Super Late Model will round out the tail end of the field here. It looks like it's going to be in the hands of the the Riptide guy of Corey Riptide Tester, who loves to paint the top side of the racetrack. Does he got what it has to take here? 22 laps to go. Separates Corey Riptide Tester in his first all-out dirt tour win ever here, and he did not pick up the win that he was looking for in season 1 down across the front stretch here. 21 laps to go. I will turn the ticker back green because we are back green here on the Cookout Classic. Down the back straightaway. Yow, 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 yow. Down on the bottom side of the racetrack, Nicholas Maynard bottom feeded 3 wide through turns 3 and 4 up off the corner. Nicholas Maynard's able to get a position over the number 11 of Michael Ball, but here comes Logan Perriman. He'll try to charge the outside. Nicholas Maynard, big loose off the corner here. It's Michael Durham Jr. You're riding on board with the Burnside, Kentucky kid. That's the hillbilly making his way around the Lucas Oil Speedway, really able to hook up to the bottom side of the racetrack there. Here they come, flying through your limiter about 100 miles an hour. Quickly down to about 70 as they have to slam on the brake. Mike Durham Jr. gets tied up the racetrack, has to get off the gas big time there. The Brandon Rugen in the number 2 Super Late Model, iRacing Super Late Model, got to give credit where it's due. This is the platform that we're racing on, the iRacing platform. Make sure you visit iRacing.com. $10 a month can get you out here on the Booty Scooter Racing channel. James Fountain, shut up out the groove, contacts made. That's the number 201 of Jackson Branscombe down on the bottom side of the racetrack here, battling door to door with Logan Perriman, James Fountain. These guys aren't going to spare each other, not a single bit of inch on the racetrack. Here's Logan Perriman, reaches the top side of the racetrack here. That's the high side demon of Logan Perriman, the other hillbilly kid from Kentucky in the racetrack, loves his dipped corn and potatoes. He ripped down on the bottom side. He's bottom feed in the racetrack right now, trying to get around this number 201 of Jackson Branscombe. Here we're paying the favor there with a little bit of door bang down here. Then turns 1 and 2. The crowd is absolutely standing on their feet, ripping and roaring here, throwing some dirt. Oh, Lord Jesus, right in my face. That's the number 2, absolutely yawed out here, Brandon Bruton. 13 laps to go this time around on the Booty Scooter Racing channel. The battle for the race lead is absolutely shaking up here. Corey Riptide Tester is trying everything in his Super Late Model power, trusting everything he's got. All the tools, his ability to make sure that this Super Late Model can stick to that top side as he continues to pull away here from Trent Johns. But Trent Johns got the fastest lap on the racetrack that last time around. The battle is absolutely on here for the race lead, ladies and gentlemen. 10 laps to go here very soon. What would you do for a win here in the all-out dirt tour? We're about to find the hell out. Nicholas Maynard overslides the corner there. That'll open up the door there for Michael Ball once more. 11 laps to go. Will be 10 laps this time around. Michael Ball will try the bottom side of the racetrack. He's looking to get around the number 02. He'll try the slide job off the corner, and he'll get it, ladies and gentlemen. That's the number 24 battling machine. Nicholas Maynard, big loose off the corner here. Contact's made up in the air. Caution flag is out. Caution flag is out here for the number 02. That's the kid of Nicholas Maynard. We will back that ass up here as he is tore up all the right front, left here, the radiator, all that shit is exposed on that number 02 Grizzly Customs Body Armor 02 Super Late Model. We'll back that ass up here right along with Nicholas Maynard and see what the hell actually happened inside of that 02 Super Late Model. Here's the race leader, Corey Riptide Tesner, was right there coming up on the lap traffic guy of Nicholas Maynard. Oh, shit! Nicholas Maynard looks like he might have Tony Hawked this damn thing down into turns 1 and 2 and ramped it up the racetrack. We'll back that ass up, riding on board with Nicholas Maynard. What a shot here as he's got the onboard cam. He'll strike the tire down. Yow, yow, yow. Gravedigger over the tire barrier here down on the bottom side of the racetrack off of turns 1, 3, and 4, excuse me. The crowd will absolutely roar here for the number 02, but his fans and family will not enjoy a family-owned race car. It's going to have to be tore up here and repaired. He'll use this fast repair. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have about 5 laps to go. When we return, we'll be back in just a moment. Don't go nowhere.
I've been
Back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, you're watching the All Out Dirt Tour Super Late Model Division. Race number 3 here. We got a couple guys down there on the pit road here. We'll throw up the race info bracket if you're just tuning in here. Beautiful night to race underneath the lights here at the Lucas Oil Speedway. And we've knocked out 2 heat races already, which is what stacked up our field here tonight. Looks like here comes the kid of Nicholas Maynard. He was the reason we're underneath the caution flag here in the closing laps of tonight's Cookout Classic. Ladies and gentlemen, he'll get his milk shook here. Speaking of Cookout, down from that bottom side. Racetrack tire barrier that's meant to keep these race cars on top of the racetrack. Looks like we're going to go single file here for the restart. And Showtime Chase Johnson's back out here on the racetrack. He'll get his lap back as well. Peter the pace car is really going to stop throwing me this middle finger every time he drives by, or I'm going to jack his ass up after the race. The number 8 of Corey Riptide Tessner. Mere seconds away, laps away I shall say now, from his first all-out dirt tour super late model win. Can he pick up the victory here tonight? Ron him is a hard-charging Phantom CSS chassis super late model of Trent Johns from McCreary County, Kentucky. This hard-charging hillbilly has made his way back up through the field. He's looking to make something shake here. He's already took the heat win over Corey Tessner here tonight. Corey Tessner damn determined not to let it happen again. So I'm hearing from the admin, we will go racing this time around. It's all up underneath the foot of Corey Riptide Tessner. When we get ready to get back racing around the front stretch, Chase Johnson will catch the tail end of the field. Corey Tessner will have 4 laps to bring it on home here at the Lucas Oil Speedway. And it's all under the foot of Corey Tessner. Can slap back down on the gas. We're back racing here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Green flag is in the air for the All Out Dirt Tour Cookout Classic with 4 laps to go here. Ladies and gentlemen, down the back straightaway, Michael Durham Jr. will try a huge slide job from the bottom side of the racetrack. Is he able to clear himself over the number 8 of Corey Tessner? Not able to. 3 laps to go this time around. Diving in the top side of turns 1 and 2, Corey Tessner will get big loose. Contact's made between him and the number 58 of Trent Johns. Here comes Logan Perriman. The 2 hillbilly Kentucky kids will fan their way out for the 1 and 2 spot. 3 wide off of turn 2. 2 laps to go here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Looks like going to be white flag in the air next time around. Michael Durham Jr., the race leader, he'll see the white flag in the air, presented by AFLglobal.com. Logan Perriman will have 1 more opportunity at the back bumper of Michael Durham Jr. down the back straightaway. What will he do? Will he set it out on the bottom side? Michael Durham Jr. will play great defense, come off turns 3 and 4, and Michael Durham Jr. will win tonight. All Out Dirt Tour Cookout Classic here from the Lucas Oil Speedway. Big Mike Durham Jr., the hillbilly from Burnside, Kentucky, in one of the shittiest late model chassis on the market. A laser late model chassis picks up the victory here tonight for the All Out Dirt Tour Cookout Classic. A huge points day here for Michael Durham Jr., and I'd imagine he'd celebrate the ever-living shit out of this win here tonight. Logan Perriman will get the 2nd place spot, followed by Jackson Brunscombe and Corey Riptide Tessner. Michael Balls off the racetrack. He'll get the 4th place spot, but Michael Durham Jr. will bring him back around here on the front stretch and bring him here to the pit reporter. Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Durham Jr. wins his first win here ever on the All Out Dirt Tour for the super late model division, and it didn't come without being earned. A huge slide job over Corey Tessner, and he'll upset Corey here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, as we wait on our pit reporter and the rest of the guys to fill in down here on the bottom side of the racetrack. We'll send it to a commercial break, and we'll be back in just a moment with the post-race show and the driver interviews. We'll be back in just a moment. Don't go nowhere.
Girls with their nails done. Girls with their nails done. Girls with their nails done.
Back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. One hell of a race here tonight for the All Out Dirt Tour Cookout Classic. live here from the Lucas Oil Speedway. We're looking over here at the Menards ticker. You see it right. That's the number 119 of Michael Durham Jr. He is in victory lane from Burnside, Kentucky. He had a bad fast laser 119 late model here tonight. He's down there with our Booty Scooter Racing channel pit reporter. Let's see what he had to say after his big win here tonight. Go ahead.
Down here in victory lane at the Lucas Oil Speedway with the number 119 laser late model of Michael Durham Jr. Michael, kind of walk us through your night here tonight. You're able to charge your way back up through the field. There are a couple of cautions at the end of the race. It kind of falls into your favor. You're able to beat and bang around there, but you're able to pull off the victory here tonight. The big points day for the number 119 here with no Tyler Bickford in sight here tonight. You should move up quite well in the points standing.
Well, I appreciate Tyler for not being here. The car was crap all night. It was just way too tight. You know, we had a flat on the stacker at the interstate, rode in here late. But all in all, it was a good race. You know, top 3 for the team. NTL right here, boys.
Big Mike Durham wins his first race here on the All Out Dirt Tour in season number 2. We'll scoot down here to the second place finisher, driver of the number 88, Logan Perriman. Logan, trying to come to conclusion here on how you feel to run up second place here tonight. The Big Mike Durham here kind of walk us through your night. You had a bad, fast 88 late model as you come from the back of the pack to the second place spot.
Oh, dude, this is probably the best thing ever to happen at Lucas Oil Speedway. We had fast car all night. We kind of messed up in the heat race there, but, you know, that was driver's error, my fault. Then I got to that wreck, and, you know, I pulled it in. They slapped some duct tape on the fender, and they're like, go out there and give her some hell. So I was like, all right, we're going to do it. So, you know, I just started rolling that bottom and just started passing cars. So that's where I stood.
And now he'll stand here in the second place spot, runner-up here tonight at the Lucas Oil Speedway. We'll scoot down here to the number 201 of Jackson Branscombe. Jackson, kind of walk us through your night here as you'll make your debut here on the All Out Dirt Tour on the Booty Scooter Racing channel. Kind of walk us through the competition you've seen here tonight and able to grab a P3 podium spot.
Oh, it was a good night. Had the car set up in dig mode. Saw Logan over there in the bottom. Had to follow him through. But traffic is pretty tricky. Had to maneuver around them. But besides that, did pretty solid.
Jackson says it's solid. He'll dig his way up here to a third place spot. We'll scoot down here to the top 5 finisher, driving the number 11 super late model tonight, Michael Ball. Big Mike, Little Mike, we'll call him Little Mike. Little Mike, kind of walk us through your race here tonight as you join the All Out Dirt Tour here tonight for your first ever race on the Booty Scooter Racing channel.
Oh, you know, the car was junk. Way too tight, like others said. I don't race dirt that often. Decided to somehow dust off the old super late model and found herself in the top 5. Fun night.
Fun night from the 11 late model. Ladies and gentlemen, that'll do it down here for the drivers' interviews at the Lucas Oil Speedway. Back up to the booth.
And back up here to the booth, ladies and gentlemen. A couple of words there from the top 3 or 4 drivers there that finished tonight's All-Out Dirt Tour Cookout Classic. Ladies and gentlemen, we will take one quick commercial break, or actually, we'll leave it right here. Don't want to do you like that. We'll just go ahead and serve some of our sponsors up here. Want to show some love to the Home Run Cafe in Inman, South Carolina, and Greer, South Carolina. Presented it to us on each and every one of our series on the Booty Scooter Racing channel. Go show them some love today. Tell them the All Out Dirt Tour sent you. Ladies and gentlemen, want to remind you, you need it clean. They got it. Clean with Care. Head on over to cleanwithcareservice.com. Go see Denise Hampton for all your cleaning services. And our final sponsor here tonight, getting ready to show you the post results here for the All Out Dirt Tour, presented to you by the Racing Electronics Scanners. You wanted to hear how some of these guys were moping and groaning after beating and banging here around the Lucas Oil Speedway. Make sure you go to Racing Electronics and grab you a scanner today. Back down here on the main broadcast, ladies and gentlemen, you have just watched the conclusion of the All Out Dirt Tour Season 2 race number 3 live here from the Lucas Oil Speedway around this 0.35 mile dirt oval. And ladies and gentlemen, in Wheatland, Missouri, the fans are absolutely batshit crazy. Kenny Wallace out here tonight as the commissioner to start the engines and fire them off here. And this is how heat race number 1 showed out for us here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll bring it all up for you. Make sure you stick around here for the reigning of the conclusion of the post-race show. Heat race number 1 went like this. It saw Trenton John in that number 58 super late model pick up the win from McCreary County, Kentucky, as he was able to get around a hard-charging Corey Riptide Tesner, who was absolutely moving his way through the field after starting on the front row. Michael Durham Jr. didn't find success in the heat race. He'll finish the P3 spot there, that number 119 from Burnside, Kentucky. And it looks like Jackson Branscombe will come out here tonight. Will come out here tonight in that number 201 and get a top 5 in heat race number 1. Logan Perriman, the high side demon from Nancy, Kentucky, will get the top 5 spot in heat race number 1. And Michael Ball dust off the old Busch Light super late model here tonight. And will knock off some of the rust at the Lucas Oil Speedway. He'll round out the 6th place spot in heat race number 1. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll scoot over here. The heat race number 2 results here. Ladies and gentlemen, this one saw James Fountain and that Valvoline number 24 super late model bring home the win there after absolutely pulling away there in heat race number 2. Brandon Brunton absolutely came fighting tonight, swinging that iRacing number 2 super late model all around the racetrack, beating and banging with some of the best here on the all-out dirt tour. He'll get a P2 spot for heat race number 2. Showtime Chase Johnson, all he had tonight really was the heat race to talk about. Damage there early in the feature. He'll round out the 3rd place spot for a podium place in the heat race number 2. Nicholas Maynard in that number 02 super late model for Team Penske Development Dirt Driving will bring home the P4 spot, and it looks like the 5th place spot tonight for heat race number 2 went to the boogeyman of John Michael Bryant, your mom's favorite driver, who looks like he had some trouble here in the feature. Ladies and gentlemen, speaking of the feature, we'll throw up that final results for you here tonight and go ahead and get you on out of here, ladies and gentlemen. This is how the final results ran out here tonight. Michael Durham Jr. from Burnside, Kentucky, picked up his first win here tonight. With about 4 laps to go, he'll throw a hellacious slide job to pick up the victory here tonight. Talking about doing what you got to do to get it done. Logan Perriman will round out the 2nd place spot here tonight, and his number 88 super late model Jackson Branscombe will take the 3rd place spot here tonight, and his number 201 super late model Corey Riptide Tesner was able to fight back here. Loses the heat race to Trenton John, but he'll get the 4th place spot over Trenton Johns, but he won't bring home the victory for the feature. Michael Ball will round out a top 5 here after dusting off that late model Trenton Johns. Huge contact there with James Fountain, beating and banging here the McCreary County, Kentucky super late model. Brought some ton fast speed here tonight. James Fountain was not going out of here tonight without some marks on that super late model. He'll drive his way up in the heat race, pick up the victory, but have to settle for a P7 spot here tonight in the feature. Brandon Bruton was absolutely bruting his way through the field. What a brute force for that number 2 iRacing late model. P8 here tonight. Nicholas Maynard battles so handling conditions inside of that Grizzly Customs Body Armor 02 late model. He'll bring home a top 10, but a P9 is what he'll get. Chase Johnson struggled all night long inside of that super late model. His guys will absolutely beat and bang the ever-living shit out of the STI, Longhorn STI Johnson. Number 5, Chase Johnson Racing owned. What a tongue twister right there. Super late model. He'll get the top 10 spot here tonight, and you'll have to round out tonight's final spot to the J Money Motorsports number 23 super late model, trying to fill in the field here tonight. Your mom's favorite driver, John Michael Bryant, wrapped it up here earlier tonight. We've seen him out in the fan zone passing out all those free hat shirt combos. Ladies and gentlemen, you can go pick them up today. Go get you a hat shirt combo from the boogeyman, John Michael Bryant. Reminding you, ladies and gentlemen, that'll do it here on the All Out Dirt Tour Cookout Classic, live here from the Lucas Oil Speedway. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll throw up the schedule one more time. Reminding you, 2 weeks from now, we will be heading over to the Knoxville Speedway, and we would love if you press that follow button and head on over to the YouTube page, and we'll catch you there, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like that's going to do it here for us tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, live here from the Lucas Oil Speedway. Reminding you to tune in tomorrow night for the NASCAR Madness Racing League Xfinity Series playoff race number 2. Who's going to be joining Nicholas Maynard in that championship race at Homestead here in the coming weeks? We'll see you tomorrow night at Richmond. We'll be underneath the sun, baking it off, getting some sunburn, getting absolutely hammered before tomorrow night's MRL Xfinity race We'll see you then.
Savannah, I'm coming home. Savannah, we'll never be alone. Savannah.